What up? What up? What up? What it is? What it do? You know who it is. Who are you? You back again
Uh-huh.
with the boys from the 22 twos, and it's week 2. Check us out. You know what I'm
Sheesh.
saying? Before we get kicked off here on our edition of Quick Hitters, which we love to bring to y'all, I do want to remind y'all to please like, subscribe, share, comment, interact with us. You know what I'm saying?
And hit
Because
that notification bell.
we'll talk shit to you.
Yo,
I'll talk shit to
DM
you.
us.
I'll tell
Y'all,
you, you
y'all,
don't know nothing.
y'all wrong all the time. We gonna be right. We'll
Yeah.
respond to you. What's up?
Huh? Our research is better than yours. With that said, you know what I'm saying? I want to take a step back because I did mess up probably a couple weeks ago now. Did not give regards to the bro, Rich Homie Quan. Want to go ahead, rest in peace, Rich Homie Quan.
Yes, sir.
Cool dude. Super great music. I still love it when I be feeling like, man, when I walk through.
Dude.
That joint go. But rest in peace to Rich Homie Quan. You definitely will be missed. That said, fellas, you know what I'm saying? We got a lot to cover.
Yes,
We got a short amount of time. We ain't gonna hold y'all. So go ahead, Felix.
Yeah, we're gonna get right into it, fellas. Of course, as you mentioned, week 2. Yo, NFL has been doing an insane job with these primetime games. It's like, either it's a great game or something crazy happens. And something crazy sure did happen on Thursday night. Bills went in Miami and smoked them dudes. And unfortunately, again, fellas, Tua in the concussion protocol. I don't know about y'all, but when he tucked that ball in, I'm like, he is not gonna go try to truck DeMar Hamlin, and sure went right into him. Head hit the floor, and that fencing position, man, something about that just triggers me. It makes me feel away. Like, I understand,
Arms
dude,
like
concussions. Yeah, you get a little wobbly, but that fencing tells me the neurons ain't neuroning up there. You know what I'm saying? So, all the best to Tua. Hope he recovers in a swift manner. He heals up. I did see on the ticker on Sunday he has no plans to retire. So man's just trying to come back this season. All the best to him. But that Miami squad got some more. Buffalo Bills look like they came in to take care of business, and they sure did. Khalil Shakir and Keon Coleman stepping right up to the plate. Dalton Kincaid doing his thing. How about James Cook? One of the most underrated running backs in the league. The fellas, give me your biggest takeaway from that game. Buffalo looks like they're on a mission. You would think maybe the Jets might have won that division, but Buffalo's looking real strong right now. So, Sean, talk to me about that game. Biggest takeaway.
My biggest takeaway was how they were able to get after the quarterback, and Von Miller is back with Greg Rousseau and them boys. Listen, my biggest takeaway also comes from Tua's health, right? There's nothing, you can't say more about a dude who hasn't learned, and I hate to say this and kick a man while he's on, but he hasn't learned his lesson, bro.
We saw him slide too early in the game. We saw him slide.
He slid early in the game, and then he went head first toward another play. I mean, you practice this sort of stuff. We see Caleb Williams and them in Chicago on the slip and slide during the Hard Knocks. It's like you have to be conscious of your injury history, and it's difficult to say because when you're on the football field, it's hard to be like, I'm thinking about a head-on collision. I'm thinking about contacting, anything above the neck, but Tua has to be a little more mindful, and I'm worried about him long term. And it came out a couple days ago, when Antonio Pierce in a press conference, he said, "Look, he's got to think about his long term health. I would think about retirement." And a couple of players have said that too. But he's a resilient young man. He thinks that there's a lot more football in him. But it concerns me about the performance of the Dolphins. Like, they go up against a team like the Bills, and the Bills, no pun intended, trampled them. You know what I'm saying? So in a much decisive victory like that, like, what direction do the Dolphins look at? I heard reports coming out with Bryce Young being an option, you know what I mean, in a trade situation to be able to bring him over if things don't work out with Tua. So, I mean, you think about his health, you think about the way the defense performed, it's a conundrum. They got a big situation on their hands that they have to be able to navigate going forward.
Maneuvers are the Miami Dolphins in big trouble of missing the playoffs, a little bit of trouble, or no trouble at all?
I'm gonna say they are in big trouble. I think the Jets they're gonna start
So we agree.
coming around. We agree. The Jets,
Hey.
the Jets are gonna start coming around. The defense is gonna get better. I think Aaron Rodgers is gonna be Aaron Rodgers with that offense. The Bills have shown that addition by subtraction, they've gotten what looks like better. They seem to be a bit more dangerous as an offense now. So the Patriots. Sean already said they're going to be a good team this year. Their defense is going to be good. I think Miami is more of the same. That on paper they look great. They're going to beat the teams that they're supposed to beat. Then everybody else is, who knows what happens. I do want to touch on Tua though. I feel like we are now in a age of information and things are being put in the spotlight. I don't think what he's going through is any different than what quarterbacks who have gone through in the past. I think what visually happens with him, it makes it a little bit worse. But
it's more than visual with him.
I mean, when you see him get a concussion,
fencing,
it visually it's like, damn, bro, you know what I'm saying? So for him, it's his life, his decision. I always used to say, if you guys sign up to go to war for way less money, at the risk of death, if he want to continue to do it and continue to play football, that's his prerogative. I can't say that. I can't say that.
Reasoning.
I can't say. I can't. I mean, if it was me, I can't say that. I would. If I was too. I can't say I would be. Yeah, I'm gonna retire. Like, to make it to the NFL, to be a starting quarterback in the NFL, to be considered an elite starting quarterback in the NFL, it's tough to walk away from. You see guys who had healthy careers in their late 30s, early 40s, they find it almost impossible to hang it up, So, it is
hard
what
head,
it is.
but maneuvers. Hard head make a soft ass, right?
All of
Because
it.
he keeps getting himself in the same situation. It's like he forgets what afflictions he's had in the past in terms of head injury.
But it's just
it's
just like a boxer. Once you get knocked out, you're susceptible to getting knocked out. That's it. I'm saying, if I'm ever in Miami, I'm out of the club, and I see Tua, he pop off at the mouth. You just better know. You're like, I'm gonna let him out. You know what I'm saying?
Ridiculous.
Wow.
I'm gonna hit him with the 1-2. What's up? I'm from Brooklyn. Holla at me.
But more importantly for me, another point that I wanted to bring is Mike McDaniels did get a little bit too cute with the play calling. You know what I mean? And for Miami, I feel like they always have to be ahead of the chains to be most effective, to have multiple looks, so you don't know how they're gonna attack the defense.
I thought McDaniel was too conservative. Like, it was a lot of dinking and dunking, throwing the ball 5-7 yards down the field, hoping your receivers make a play. Like, even before Tua went down, I'm like, what kind of play calling this? Like, they just kept getting 5 yards, 3 yards, 5, and it was just like, you could tell he lost trust in Tua early in the game, and he just didn't want him throwing it downfield.
Or you can also argue too that the Bills' game plan was, okay, let them run the ball. You know what I'm saying? Give them an opportunity to run the ball and let Tua beat us, and the results prove. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, we had the Bills go in there, stomp a mud hole in that ass. Who else?
Can I say one more thing real quick about the Bills?
Maybe.
One more thing about the Bills. I definitely did say nobody circles the wagon like the Buffalo Bills, but pick the Jets to win the AFC.
You will rule that decision.
No, I did. No, matter of fact, I'm sorry. I said that the Bills would win the AFC. I did say that, but I did say the Jets would win the Super Bowl. So I'm gonna stick with my pick. Bills will win the AFC East. Jets will win the Super Bowl. Anyway,
Still
Good
change your
luck.
mind.
Good luck. Well, another team went on the road and absolutely dominated the New Orleans Saints. After week 1, we seen what the Cowboys did to the Browns, but we don't believe you. You need more people. That defense got gashed. Alvin Kamara looked like prime Alvin Kamara on Sunday. Literally, Derek Carr shredded that defense. Dallas had 0 answers, and New Orleans did whatever they wanted to that game. Maneuvers, I'll start with you. Does Dallas stink, or is New Orleans for real?
I gotta say, that I think both things are true. I think Dallas is much like Miami. They're gonna beat who they're supposed to beat,
and then struggle against the competition.
And I think the Saints are who they show themselves to be. For me, going back to Vegas, I never questioned Derek Carr's ability as a starting quarterback in this league. I think
A lot of people did.
A lot of people did, because Josh McDaniels is an asshole and he's an idiot, and he has never been a good leader of a team. He can put together an offensive scheme, but I don't think he's not a head coach, and
he's not adaptable to personnel.
Nah, that's another thing. So Derek Carr is who he's always been, And I think, the Saints are they're underrated talent-wise. I think people didn't rate their talent the way that they should have been rated, and they've kind of been looked over. For me, it was more of a health thing, which is why I picked the Bucs to win the NFC South. But they look healthy. They look fast.
Yeah, Chris Godwin is back.
They look fast. The friggin' Saints ain't nothing to play.
They have a lot. They have a lot of team speed. Foster Moreau, Rashid Shaheed, Chris Olave.
Yeah. So I think the Saints are those two things are true. The Saints are, they put up 40-something points 2 weeks in a row. It's the NFL, guys. Regardless of what anyone says, 40-something points 2 weeks in a row says a lot. They are who we think they are. Now who we think they are. And the Cowboys, they gonna do what they always do.
Sean, I know you were smiling a lot watching Dallas lose on Sunday. Did Dak deserve that last-minute contract?
He did. Dak Prescott is one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL. I am not going to hate on Dak Prescott. I feel like he hasn't performed in the playoffs. That doesn't take away from his regular season greatness and his
regular season's on point.
Perform. Yeah, absolutely. He puts his team in a position to contend for a title every single year, and there aren't too many quarterbacks within the top 10 that you can say are doing that.
Sure, there's not 15 or 20. Shout out Darnell, who's not here with us. Get well, bro.
But it's one of those situations where Dak Prescott definitely deserves every bit that he got. But they ran into a buzzsaw on Sunday. I mean, they weren't expecting the Saints to come out like gangbusters and stomp that ass on national television. I mean, who knew? I picked Dallas to win that game because of the heater that they were coming off of when they were playing Cleveland. They looked dominant.
And they're at home.
They were at home. They weren't limited. They weren't limited to injury. And the fact that Marshawn Lattimore didn't play. It's Cleveland, but Marshawn Lattimore didn't play, and that was supposed to be CB1 against CD Lamb. So I was expecting him to have a big day. He still had a big day, but
everything else got shut.
Everything else got shut down.
I think the Cowboys lost the off season though, man.
You think?
Why?
So? I mean,
having Zeke as RB1.
Honestly, Zeke looks good.
Zeke looks good, but they paid who they had.
Yeah, they did.
What else did they do?
But what you have to also realize too is that over the last 10 years or even longer, Jerry Jones and his son have done a great job of drafting talent and retaining said talent.
Yeah, but Jerry,
what I'm saying? They haven't relied on Let me just get this out. I'll let you get your
Okay.
point. They haven't relied on, too many free agent signings for them to build, to have cornerstones on their roster. They have Zach Martin, Tyron Smith, Zeke Elliott, Dak Prescott, late 4th round pick. They had Amari Cooper, who had been on their squad, wide receiver one, who's now in Cleveland. You know what I mean? So they've had, did they draft? They drafted Amari Cooper. No, he was a free agent signing. I'm tripping. But they've had homegrown talent, and especially starting up front. Micah Parsons, that's what they do.
This is my point though.
Right,
Jerry Jones, this is a message to you. The next time you're going to Vegas and you're gonna go play Texas Hold'em poker, let me know, because you cannot bluff. You gonna pay your people. You're like every year, it's like such and such is holding out. And
it's the same thing.
Like,
it's the same thing every year.
And then he pays.
Negotiation.
It's not a negotiation.
Somebody's gonna get pissed off. Is what
he's gonna pay.
He's gonna say things to antagonize, but he's gonna pay you ultimately.
He's gonna pay. He pays everybody. He hasn't. He keeps running it back with the same thing and building through the draft. Like sometimes you gotta have free agent talent, bro. Like you gotta go out and get the piece that you're missing that's proven. But
they've done that. They've done that, and they've done that effectively. You know what I mean? The aforementioned Amari Cooper, he was huge for them.
Who is wide receiver?
Brandon Cooks. He's a
wide
big
receiver number 2
for him. Brandon Cooks.
Come on, man.
He had a great season last year.
If you're gonna pay Dak the money that you're paying him, it can't be CeeDee Lamb plus other guys. It gotta be Dak. It's the Dallas Cowboys for sakes. They created the friggin' big 3 of sports with Emmett, Aikman, and Irvin. They don't have that.
But Manuz, you obviously got to blame the salary cap, and if you're really going to do that, you know what I'm saying?
Jerry paying everybody.
You have 3 of the best players in the NFL on your team. Do you think that you're not going to have to give them top tier money?
I think
keep it real.
I think you
Micah Parsons, CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott. You have to pay them.
Yeah, you have
to
pay them.
That handicaps your ability to make moves in free agency. It just does. That's a fact.
I don't think so. I don't think that you have to go out and get friggin' Devontae Adams, but you go get somebody that's proven.
All right. Who do you get?
Well, anyway, let's move on, man. Enough
good luck to them.
Cowgirls, man.
Good luck to them. Good luck to them playing
That was good to watch.
Arizona.
That was good to watch.
Good luck to them playing Arizona next week. But another home favorite losing. Lions lost at home to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Quarterback reinvention. Baker Mayfield throwing darts. Chris Godwin got heavily utilized this weekend. Mike Evans the previous weekend. They low key aight.
Yo, Mike, please tell me where the time machine is.
So talk to me about that. Baker Mayfield seems back. I mean, look, it took a couple teams, but this team is really clicking for him right now.
Yeah.
Ben don't break defense. I'll kick it off, bro. Ben don't break defense. You know what I'm saying? Baker Mayfield showing off the wheels. He had a rushing touchdown, maneuvering the pocket, protecting the football. That's number one for Baker Mayfield. He's turnover prone. The man is protecting the football, and he's putting it in. He's being a game manager. We like that term here on 22-2's podcast. He's being a game manager and distributing the football to the guys that can make plays. I was happy to see Chris Godwin have a breakout game, because a lot of people were saying, well, where's Chris? He isn't the same player, and he's dominating the slot right now. He played a great game. I mean, it's the Lions. Their secondary is Swiss cheese, but, you expect a performance like that. So, I'm really happy to see this for Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield's been through the ringer. A couple of different teams. He put most recently with the Rams. Most recently with who else was he with before that?
The Panthers.
I forgot about that. He was with the Panthers. So it's nice that he's found the home, has a contract, and doesn't need to look over his shoulder.
I don't. I mean, I'm happy.
Can I get you to talk about the Lions now that I've said all these good things about the Bucks?
I just want to say that I'm happy for Baker, but Baker's situation was
so you're not going to talk about the Bucks? The Lions.
I am, but it was formed by Baker. So let's not like gloss over the fact that Baker didn't read defenses and was, purposely not throwing the OBJ, which kind of worked against him. But anyway, the Lions.
Live and learn, man. You live and learn.
The Lions. I mean, listen, me.
They have everything they need on offense, so they got to figure it out.
I'm not. It's overreaction. Like I love when good teams.
That's what we do. We overreact.
I don't overreact.
We're already talking playoffs.
I don't overreact. There are certain things where it's like I know that the Lions are a good team. I am glad that they lost, and you kind of get the O out the way. You could get the O gone. You got the loss. I think Dan Campbell's a great coach. I think their team is very resilient. I think they have the talent on both sides of the ball. I think they'll bounce back. I don't think it's going to impact their season at all. I think the Buccaneers are a good team. That's my pick to win NFC South. So it's not a big deal that they lost to a good team. It's any given Sunday. They didn't get blown out. It was a good game. It was a competitive game.
It's close.
And yeah, it is what it is.
Well,
the Lions will bounce back.
Talk about these QBs. They just keep coming back, reinventing, making another name for themselves. Sam Darnold taking out the 49ers at home on that week 2-2-0. Got the Vikings looking aight. Justin Jefferson still, this dude is quarterback proof. I'm gonna go out and say that. He's just getting the job done no matter who's behind center. So talk to me about that. I mean, and we got to take a pause here. Christian McCaffrey, IR. Deebo Samuel, he's hurt. George Kittle left the game for a little bit with cramps. Injuries all over the league. AJ Brown out for a couple weeks. Raheem Mostert on the Dolphins, not sure when he's coming back. It's literally all over the place. But talk to me about the Niners taking this L now 1-1. That division, I mean, granted, more injuries. Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua on the Rams, so that looks like it's going sideways. But the Cardinals and the Seahawks, they ain't no slouches in that division.
Well, number one, I picked a hell of a year to be in my first fantasy football league. I'm learning very quickly why people get so frustrated.
You're getting to see how much fun it is.
I had the second pick in my draft. Yeah, I got Cooper Kupp and Christian McCaffrey, and guess what?
They all cooked.
Anyway.
GG's.
Sam Darnold. That's where we started. Sam Darnold. I don't know if Sean, you remember this. We've talked about Sam Darnold in the past, and I said Sam Darnold is a good quarterback. He's just been in bad situations. He was with the Jets and he was with the Panthers. They're not good organizations. He spent a year in San Francisco, and god damn it, if Sam Darnold ain't turned into the good quarterback that I said he was.
Kevin O'Connell is a really good head
coach. He is a really good head coach.
Who develops and puts and builds confidence within his quarterbacks, puts them in positions to succeed. He does. 100%. A la Kirk Cousins. Look at his primetime record, how it has improved under him, and he's carried that over. We'll talk about that in the next segment.
I completely agree with you. Kevin O'Connell is amazing. He's one of the head coaches, and we can have a whole conversation on head coaches and who's not good. Kevin O'Connell's not one of them. But he's Darnold, a really good coach. He really is. Sam Darnold
and Brian Flores is also helping that team on the other side of the ball.
Amazing.
As well.
Brock Purdy was like, "Man, your scheme is crazy."
Schemes are crazy,
bro. Seriously, that's no laughing matter.
I'm happy for Sam Darnold. Unlike Baker, none of the situations he found himself in was of his own making. He just got drafted to a bad situation with the Jets. He got traded to a worse situation in Carolina for Bryce, and then he found some footing in San Francisco, and now he's making the most of it. Another Geno Smith type story, I guess.
Yep.
Unbelievable. Fellas, we had to get here at some point. The stinking Giants. First team in NFL history to score 3 touchdowns. Give up
Give up
0 touchdowns and lose in regulation. Sean, you know we're starting off with you because you got the faithful hat on right now.
Nuts.
I need to clip that. The Giants to win 9 games.
So we need to recalibrate again, right? We need to talk about. So there's a couple of different things not a couple of different things. Let's start here. Let's start at the point of teams making plays to win a football game, right? It's all about the plays that you make in key points of the game that put you in position to win, right? You look at the Chiefs. The Chiefs had key plays that put them in a position to win the football game, even if it wasn't plays made by their players. They put them in position. That PI penalty against that defensive back, right? It was a PI penalty. It put them in position to win the game, right? The Giants, coaching staff, put them in position to win a game, and they didn't do it. They didn't execute, right? There's a couple of guys that played really, really well. Andrew Phillips, our rookie cornerback, slot corner, he played like the middle linebacker that we didn't have. Bobby Okereke, where are you? You know what I'm saying? He had 12 tackles, a sack, and a pass defense. Malik Neighbors, stellar game, 10 catches, 123 and a tud. The biggest play to win the game. Put us in position to win the game. He dropped it along the sideline. I am not mad at him.
It wasn't an easy catch either.
It was probably his easiest catch of the day. Can we agree on that?
I don't think it was that easy, but
potentially, right? But my issue comes with not being prepared when you have Graham Gano on Saturday night showing the injury report with a possible groin strain as questionable.
And you do nothing.
And you don't do anything to shore that up, right?
Like unbelievable. That is unbelievable.
FJB, that's 100% coaching. What other direction are you? What other direction are you to point the finger other than the head coach? You have to move someone up from the practice squad, or you need to have someone who is on the current roster who is capable of making an extra point or a field goal beyond 30 yards.
I agree with you. It is coaching.
Now, don't make me upset.
I agree with you. I agree with you. It is coaching, but I gotta say, right?
There he is.
Don't say no dumb shit.
In defense of the move to not bring a kicker up, right? Let's be honest. Boy. Let's be honest. Wait a second. Let's be honest. Stop. First play of the game. Whoops. Who in their right mind is gonna believe? Like, if I say, hey, first play of the game, your kicker is gonna be trying to run down the kick returner from the other team because he's taking it back. No, wait.
Okay.
Wait. And then he pulls his hamstring. He didn't pull his groin, pull his hamstring. Like,
compensating.
Listen, compensating. Whatever the case may be, bro.
He skipped leg day.
Listen,
Think of missing leg day is crazy.
Right.
Granted, it is the Giants, but the chances of that happening are so slim. That, to me, you can't fault them for that. What I feel you can fault them for is, right, not being prepared with the people that you have for that inevitability. No, you didn't have to bring anyone up, but hey, Jamie. Hey,
JB, help.
Graham.
Didn't I say have a contingency on said roster to be able to know that they can make?
They didn't have to bring a kicker up. All right, if that's what you say,
somebody.
Exactly.
Jamie. While you're doing your warm up punch, just do a few warm up field goals.
Sean's argument is they were unprepared. Pretty much, that was it. They were unprepared.
Or maneuvers at best.
But beyond that, beyond being unprepared, made poor choices. Like, all right, he missed the first one. Cool. I get going for maybe the second time going for another 2-point conversion. But the third time, do you really need to go for another 2-point conversion? Like, he was hitting he was hitting his field goals at halftime because he now was in the situation where he's like, okay, I gotta get field goals.
The point to your point,
they still didn't use him.
Maneuver, to your point, the point spread on those missed opportunities for points were between 3 and 6. That's a lot. You know what I'm saying? That's not that's the difference, and we lost by 3. So that already tells you where we're at too. But honestly, at least have Jamie Gillen do handle kickoff responsibility. Don't put Graham Gano in a position where you said that he has to trail or chase someone who's going back on the kickoff. It makes no goddamn sense. Another thing. Where is our fit? How much money is Mr. Brian Burns making? We're talking about the Washington Commanders offensive line. The only person that I saw doing anything on the D line was Dex. And guess what they do with Dex? They double and they triple team him. And Kayvon Thibodeau's on the other end. God, and I love my guys. Out. If they see this, please don't be mad at me. I love y'all.
Don't be mad at me.
I'm passionate.
I'm gonna tell you.
I'm passionate. I want to see you guys do well and play well, but y'all played like shit on Sunday. Bro. Y'all should have dominated that game because those offensive tackles ain't got shit on y'all. Y'all should have been cooking, and y'all wasn't anywhere to be found. Bobby Okereke, you should have been lighting dudes up. There was nowhere to be found. Drew Phillips should not be our leading tackler. Period.
This is my last thing I'm gonna say, right? Because you brought up a point that really has been bothering me for a little over a year now. Kayvon Thibodeau. You can be upset at me if you want. I don't care. This is the NFL, sir. It is the NFL. All right? Mind you, I played defensive line on junior varsity. And God rest his soul, Big Reese. This is what he told me. He played offensive tackle. And he's a big guy. I was a buck 15. So I'm trying to run as fast as I can to the quarterback. You know what Reese told me? He said, guess what? Keep doing that. I'm going to make you take the long way. That's it. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to make you take the long way. And God damn it, Kayvon, you're taking the long way every time. Get a move, a rip, a swim move, a spin, something.
His inside move is nasty.
Taking the long way.
His inside move is nasty.
Bro, he takes the long way every time. I'm tired of seeing him run the long way and then try to hop like he's going to get somewhere. Yo, get a move. Go. Yo, call up Michael and be like, yo, Michael, please. I know you busy with Good Morning America and Fox NFL Sunday and all that stuff, but can you give me some pointers, yo? Because what I'm doing ain't working. I'm the 5th overall pick in the NFL draft, and I ain't living up to
it. And you know something, you can't fault the dude for where he's picked. You know what I'm saying? You are where you are. The teams believe in you. It's up to you to perform up to standard. Sometimes it's not fair where they put you, a la Bryce Young. But he is supposed to be a difference maker. He didn't need to have he shouldn't have needed another bookend to raise his level of play. You get what I'm saying? Like he was the chosen one. 5th pick in the 2022 NFL draft. He should have been that guy.
We love you, Dex.
And we're not seeing it. And Dex, going back to Dex, Dave Gettleman guy. The best players on our football team have not turned from the Joe Shane era, but from the Dave Gettleman era.
Well, better luck next week to the boys on the road against Cleveland. Yeah, good luck against that damn defense. Other news, the Ravens 0-2. 0-2 fall into the Vegas Raiders. Yeah, before the season started, I'm like, yo, the Ravens kind of got what they need. They got Mark Andrews. Isaiah Likely took a huge step. Zay Flowers getting better on the outside. They got Derrick Henry. Lamar looks fast as ever. Something ain't working. 0-2. Boys, are they in trouble? They look like they're in trouble. There's been 21 teams since 2020, I believe, that have started 0-2. 19 of them have missed the playoffs. 19 of 21 teams in 5 years.
That's a great stat, moderator. I like that.
Have missed the playoffs starting 0-2. Are the Ravens in real trouble here, Sean?
I don't think so. I think that you get snuck up. You get snuck on by the Raiders, who played harder than you did. I'm looking at the stat line right now. Lamar Jackson wasn't the reason. They got good production from Derrick Henry. Maneuvers, did you see the game in its entirety?
No, I didn't.
No, I didn't either. So if I'm feeling around in the dark, you have to forgive me. But I feel like it's too early in the season. That division's very unpredictable. You got a couple of teams that are in the basement right now with them, who we're going to touch on later. You got the Bengals, who are also 0-2, who put up a really good effort against the Chiefs. I think that the Raiders went in after a rough week against the Chargers and, said, we're not going to take it. Pause. And they went in and they did what they went in and they played great. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not worried about the Ravens. I think they're going to right the ship. It's just, sometimes it's life in the NFL. You drop a game that you're not supposed to drop.
I was trying to see if there's a stat available about plays that the Ravens have run.
Oh, and Gardner Minshew played his ass off.
He did. Gardner. I mean,
276 on that ass.
30 and 38. 30 of 38.
Devontae Adams plays ass. But anyway,
yeah, but he had to throw it to Devontae.
Yeah, but Devontae Adams, if you saw some of his catches, nine for $110. That one where he laid out on the sideline.
I saw that.
Yeah. But I was trying to see. I just forgive me. Forgive me, audience, for not doing my research at the time on this. But I was trying to see how many read option plays the Ravens have run this year. Whatever the number is it's not enough. If I'm the offensive coordinator, I am putting pressure on every defensive end that we play. In the first half of the season, I'm running read option 10, 15 times a game. And different looks. Hey, Lamar, pause the ball in Derrick's belly. Read that defensive end. If he crashes, pull it, take off around the corner. And that's what we're going to do for the first 8 to 9 games of the season. And as the season goes on, hey, Lamar, all right, now we're going to run the boot off of that, okay? And now we're going to get the passing game going. And teams are going to have to respect all aspects of what you're able to do in terms of handing off the ball to Derrick Henry, who is still Derrick Henry.
But let me ask you this, right? With the Ravens and what we saw, because I know we all saw the opener, and we see how effective Lamar Jackson is when he makes up his mind to run the football. You have to ask yourself, are they struggling with an identity issue right now and trying to figure out the kind of offense that they want to be able to operate? Because we all know that because we all know that Derrick Henry's effectiveness isn't
smash mouth.
Yeah, it's smash mouth. You get him. You either single back on the stretch or you put Patrick Ricard in the backfield in front of him so that he can find a hole. That's not the way that Lamar Jackson is typically runs offense.
It's not rocket science, and that's why I feel like it's on the coaching staff. And I don't want to get too like I listen to Dan Orlovsky and those guys, and I feel like you guys are talking too deep into football knowledge for like most people understand, but like. If I can put it as simple as possible, which is what we want to do, like All right, you 22 personnel, right? you
got your two tight ends.
You got you got two stud tight ends, dude. You got two stud tight ends. Play Ravens football. You got two stud tight ends.
Two stud tight ends. Flowers, Bateman,
and
Nelson Aguilar.
And you got a smash mouth running back.
Run your pistol, yeah. Run the pistol.
Listen, turn around, make teams respect Derrick Henry, right? And if they don't respect Derrick Henry, you don't got to throw bombs. Little floods, like that's what you need, because it's gonna work. Because guess what? Teams are gonna wear down. Linebackers are gonna have a hard time running sideline to sideline when you're running your run option, and then you take that into RPO, and it's like it's gonna be hard for defenses, but they're not playing Ravens football. That's the problem. But
well, they'll figure it out. They got, it's week 2. All these teams are trying to figure out the kinks, and just going from 0-2 to 2-0. Kansas City Chiefs showing some more magic. We said it the other day. You gotta be good, and you gotta be lucky to beat the Chiefs. And I've been hearing a lot of talk about, Chiefs offense doesn't look that great, and everyone's like overly excited for Xavier Worthy, thinking he's gonna be the next Tyreek Hill, but and then Kelsey is just rarely being used in the offense. But y'all said that last season they wasn't chip, right? So if you're gonna try to get Kansas City, it's gonna be now, beginning of the season, before Andy Reid gets in his bag, before Spags really goes in his bag. And then we're going to be singing the same tune come February, come Super Bowl weekend. Obviously, there's no team in the league unbeatable. Everyone's vulnerable. But at the same time, the Chiefs haven't even figured it out yet. And they're 2-0, looking well on their way to cruise to another playoff appearance. And, we've said it before. They have nothing to prove in the regular season. Their goal is set on a three-peat. Make sure that defense is humming. Make sure that offense is humming come playoff time. And they're going to be looking ahead. So, Sean, as they are 2-0, they just beat the Bengals, who are 0-2. So talk to me a little bit about both teams. Chiefs, they'll figure it out. But Bengals 0-2, Jamar Chase unhappy, didn't get the contract. The word came out that he is done negotiating for the season. T. Higgins still hobbled, that team literally trying to figure out its identity still.
And what that means for Jamar Chase is yesterday's price is not going to be today's price at the end of the season, because you can clearly see that man's value in a football game like that. But let's talk about the elephant in the room. Isaiah Pacheco getting hurt. That is
I seen they picked up Kareem Hunt too.
Yeah. That was a huge move, but he's coming off the couch. We don't know what kind of
he's not the same.
We don't know what kind of football shape he's going to be in. But Kareem Hunt, when he's on all cylinders, is more than a serviceable running back. We've seen a couple years ago he is a Pro Bowl running back. But let's talk about Patrick Mahomes and the turnovers, right? Like, what you gonna say,
bro? You can't that one. You can't.
That was disgusting.
You can't.
That was nasty.
That is
okay. That one-handed stab. Pause. That was different. Okay.
I'm playing in the backyard for fun. I'm gonna just throw my hand
for funsies. No, but honestly, Pat Mahomes did exactly what you're supposed to do as a quarterback. You have too high man.
Right read.
No, it was single high. Right read. You go to your guy. Great play on the defender. Right. But those turnovers were crucial, because guess what? Joe Burrow or Burrowhead, he came to play. He came to play, and he played.
Who you mean, Cody Rhodes?
Cody, that's a fact. Great
comment.
Listen, he came and he played excellent football, and they had a game plan that was ready for Patrick Mahomes and those guys. But the Kansas City Chiefs defense buckled down when they needed to buckle down and make stops when they needed to. So, I'm not worried about the Bengals, because this is their shtick. They come in, they don't play great the first half of the season, but the Chiefs got it all they could handle against those boys, with the exception. The
AFC North is going to be crazy.
Oh yeah, you know what I mean.
That's coming down to the wire.
Definitely.
Yo, I gotta say this, and for those of you who have lived on the other side of the moon, like for me, the Chiefs.
What that
Chris,
side look like?
I don't know. Chris Jones though, god damn, that's
Man child.
Listen, because now I'm kind of getting in my bag. I'm drinking the wine. We're talking football. I'm talking X's and O's. Chris Jones is special, bro. I'm, it's no secret I'm a Steelers fan. So TJ Watt to me is the first guy that I'm gonna pick up if I'm picking a defensive line. But there were several times during that game where the Bengals, not even the pressure, just the intelligence, bro. The Bengals were trying to set things up, and he was wrecking it. They tried to run a screen. It's like, and it was like, oh, hold on, wait a second.
That play.
He's like, wait a second.
He redirected and went straight to the back.
I'm not getting blocked. Mm-hmm. And he went. That's like, he does everything correct, bro. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's not just the physical part of the game, the mental part of the game. Like some guys are game wreckers because they're just physically gifted and can do everything. It's physical too. No, the physical part is there.
Yeah.
Some guys are game wreckers because they are just physically gifted and can do it. But Chris Jones, he plays the game here too, and he is really smart on that defensive line. It ain't too much. You can't. It's almost like offensively, you can't put a scheme together to really negate him because he's gonna figure it out. And I watched him figure it out.
But to your point, it's not just him. It's that defense as a whole.
Yes,
like how the pieces, and the thing is, they played together for so long. You got Bolden.
Yeah, that continuity.
Their interchangeability, like it reminds me of that multiple front defense they used to have in New England, where they just had guys that you could plug and play, and they can, rotate from linebacker to safety and drop into quarters coverage and still drop down and play the run.
Their coordinator on the field, bro.
They're fun to watch.
They are
not too many times you can say maneuvers. Not many times you could say and watch a team and say that their defense is fun to watch. Their defense is
really good, and they're really an extension of Spags on that field, man. It's like he really coaches them up. Whatever they're doing in their position, when they break out into their position rooms, it's working. Like everyone's talking about Patrick Mahomes, and they're great, but defensively, man, I enjoy what they think about.
And they lost pieces. They lost L'Jarius Sneed. They lost their other corner, and they still have McDuffie, and they haven't missed a beat.
But you think about it, we're talking about their defense against, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, and what I'm saying. It's not like this is supposed to be a team that can match with them, and they defensively were every bit of a champion. More so offensively. That defense won the game, if you ask me.
Facts.
Well, primetime games, of course. Caleb Williams went into Houston, took a nice little L. And on the opposite side, Monday night, Captain Kirk went into Philly, took that W. I said it in the chat. I was like, Kirk was mid all game and turned into Mahomes on that last drive.
Yes, he did.
Super, super impressive. CJ Stroud Sunday night, super, super impressive. Major takeaways from those two games. Of course, Caleb Williams, he needs the reps. It's only week 2. He will get better. That team will get better. They need to get Keenan Allen back. They got a couple players they need to get those reps in regular season. They'll be all right, but Texans looking dangerous, as we said they would. Stephon Diggs as the second, third option, I don't know where you want to rank Tank Dell, but Nico Collins, man, this dude went up another level.
Oh, you gonna give me
another level from last year?
You gonna give me a flag?
Run it back. Run that back.
Throw him out.
Run Run that back.
Don't worry about it.
And of course, Philly now without AJ Brown for a couple weeks. Look like, I don't know, they're gonna be in trouble. They got Devontae Smith. Apparently Calcaterra is, better than Goddard, or at least that's what they were doing last night, throwing him the ball everywhere, throwing Kobe the ball over Jahan Dotson. I just wasn't even sure what was going on with Nick Sirianni. The play calling was just like, bro, you have weapons. You're not fucking throwing them the ball. What are we doing here? And you got Saquon starting out the game 9 yards of carry, and then fucking, of course, in typical Giants fashion, played out, would have won the game.
Don't you talk about our glorious King Saquon, okay?
No, he did exactly what he was supposed to do. He's still playing for us. Under that jersey, he still got the blue on, baby.
Nah, my problem is Jalen Brunson.
He's cool, man. Like, he
as long as he keeps it up for the Knicks, you know what I'm saying? You seen he was working out with Kyrie?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this. I know we got a lot of opinions on this Eagles game. I don't blame Saquon. I don't blame all that, everything that happened. In the second half, I don't blame the Eagles. I'm happy they lost because they're the Eagles. But if you go way back, I think it's their first or second possession when they were down the 4-yard line, and they decided to go for it on 4th down instead of kicking the field goal.
Yeah,
that to me is why they lost the game. My opinion. It's early in the analytics. Game. It's sometimes you gotta screw the analytics, yo. You're taking points off the board at that point, and it's early enough in the game where you don't have to press like that. Take what you got and walk away. If we were playing Madden, right, Sean, right, and you got the ball, it was 4th and goal on the 5-yard line in the first quarter. Are you kicking the field goal?
Score.
You gonna go for a touchdown? You're kicking the field goal.
If I'm playing against you, I know I'm gonna score.
You're not.
Wow. Wow.
That's a lie. He's a field goal kicker. He's gonna kick the field goal.
Listen to me. To your point, right? And shout out to Seth Walder who said this. He had a profound tweet last night. He said, by them not running the football on 2 straight downs, right? And even if you don't get it on 4th and 3, you still have a more conservative approach by the Falcons going down the field just to get 3. They're not attempting to win the football game by getting into the end zone. So you have a more conservative Captain Kirk attacking down the field, right? Mm-hmm. Now you take your 3 points because you failed to run the football. And I have no problem with the aggressiveness in Sirianni in that situation. Put the game away and put it in the hands of your best player, especially that night because A.J. Brown wasn't on the field. Saquon Barkley drops the ball. You compound it by kicking the field goal instead of remaining aggressive and staying in that mode to be able to get the first down. Now you put your defense in a rough situation. And let's talk about something real quick that pissed me off. C.J. Gardner-Johnson on 4th and 1 makes a huge play for his defense. A safety, mind you. Bijan Robinson. Bam!
Oh, Backwater State University. Internet. He smacked the internet off. He smacked it. Get out of here, internet. He smacked the internet off. I've never seen someone slap their internet off. Listen,
yo,
I'm going.
Of course.
Let's pick up the slack for our boys internet here. Listen, I can't even. It's frozen. It's frozen. We're smacking the internet off.
There he is.
Oh, there he is. He's back. He smacked. Oh, nope, you're not here. Listen, guys, this is not network television. This is hood news. All right. So I'm sorry we can't edit it out. We're just going with the live, okay? We're just going with Backwater State University.
God damn it, I was cooking.
Internet.
I was cooking.
This is the dorm room internet at Backwater State University.
Dormtainment.
This is that Walmart internet, that cheap internet that's like $3.99.
You smacked
Terrible.
it off. You smacked it off.
Terrible.
That's where it was.
So all right, C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Big play, right?
Smack it again. Pause.
Nah, I ain't gonna do that again. I gotta take it easy. But he makes a big play, takes his helmet, throws it. The ref looks at him, no flag. How many of y'all thought that there should have been a flag on the play? You can raise your hand. Okay, fine. Fast forward, Drake London catches a touchdown for the go-ahead, right? For the go-ahead extra point. He does the little gun fingers in the air, right? No opposition around, no one to antagonize. He was celebrating. He was celebrating because
delay of game they called. Delay of game they called.
No, it was a personal foul.
Was it?
Yes. It was a personal foul. Personal foul, I think
excessive celebration or taunting.
Taunting. And I said to myself,
they need to make up their mind.
The NFL is really trying to push this joint to overtime. And guess what? Young Way Cool kicks the extra point. I was like, thank you, Jesus. He hit the extra point. Get Philly out of here. The refs are cheating for them. Welcome to the bottom. And guess who's on top in the division in the NFC East? The Commanders. Ain't that some parody for your ass?
Good grief.
Jaden Daniels played well, though. Jaden Daniels didn't play well.
Not well enough to win.
Well,
they should have never won that football game.
Listen.
I got PTSD. I want to talk about it.
I just want to say this.
Last thoughts on week 2. Yeah, take us off of week 2.
This is.
We didn't talk about the Texans.
There's not much to say.
What do you mean? There's plenty to say. First half, real quick recap. First half of the football game, fireworks. Young guys all over the place throwing the football. Second half comes around, defensive adjustments. Texans do enough to win. The end. Your point.
My point is the Texans. I don't know if I should be concerned about them or the Bears defense is better than I thought they were going to be.
Bears defense is pretty good.
Bears defense they showed up,
but I don't know if they're better than I thought they would be. I don't know if they.
Fair.
I mean, because Tank Dell was not a non-factor. Stephon Diggs, non-factor. I mean, anyway, week 2 takeaway for me. NFC East, AFC West. You guys are on notice because the NFC South is coming to ball. That's all I gotta say about that.
Coming at who?
Don't worry though. But you will play the Panthers, so there's a guaranteed winner on everybody's schedule.
Week 10 for the Giants.
Yeah,
in Germany.
My guaranteed takeaway. I like the way the Cardinals came out. Played really good football. They pushed the Bills to the brink in Buffalo. They came out. They did what they thought that they were going to do. Nobody thought that they would be able to perform the way that they did against the Rams. I like the Steelers. They're 2-0. They're beating teams that they're supposed to beat. And I am not worried about the Ravens. I think they will eventually get on track. And calm expectations. It is only week 2.
And I'll keep it chalk. The Chiefs are still the team to beat.